Your favorite fat boys.
Man, I'm gonna try, bitch.
What's up, everybody? Your favorite fat boy, Jerron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. the big beautiful bully, a.k.a. Black Trump.
Big beautiful bully is nice. I don't like Black Trump though. I got problems with you, sir.
They go hand in hand.
They do. All right, so welcome back to the podcast. We haven't done one of these in a minute.
Yeah, it has been a while.
Yeah, we've been doing comedy, and he's been managing it. That's not a word, is it? He's been managing me, even though he don't want to.
Yeah, I get signed up for things that I had absolutely no intention of doing all the time.
So we're gonna talk about. Well, I've been really trying to hold off on this subject because I wanted to see what was going to happen the first 6 months.
Okay.
And boy, has it been a doozy.
I mean, you couldn't tell what was going to happen based off his first 100 days?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's some shit.
Oh, we're talking about Trump today.
It's a shit show. So. Some are going to break it down to you the more logical way because I don't want to sound too emotional.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Well, this has been one of the worst administrations in modern history, according to everybody who actually looks at this stuff. And so we've had a number of actions, which, be it to say, have been undemocratic is the best way to put it. Unconstitutional.
Unpatriotic even.
Sure, we can go with that too. And, downright criminal, if anybody would ever hold the criminals accountable for their actions.
I guess we can start with just the most. I mean, if you want to give you 2 cents on the first one, on the first 100 days, this man he's done everything he said he's going to do, and then lied and done some more.
Yeah, he has done mostly everything that people were saying that he was going to be doing based off of what he was saying when he was running for office, like having an enemies list, going to put the military on U.S. citizens.
He's done that. If y'all have not paid attention to what was the peaceful protests against the ICE deportations,
ICE raids in California,
and they already had local law enforcement there. He said, "Nah, we need one better. We need to one up it. Send the Marines in."
Yeah, they sent the National Guard in against the will of the governor of the state, and then sent in several Marines.
Because Marines are trained to de-escalate, a protest gone wrong.
No, they're trained. Yeah, they are trained for de-escalation with bullets.
Tap 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 tap.
Yeah, so it's been a whole shit show, this entire administration. But again, this is kind of what people were predicting during the campaign trail.
And y'all didn't want to listen.
Hey, black woman.
Y'all want to listen to a black woman.
Hey. Would you really want a black woman running the country?
Yes.
I'm just saying, would you really want a black woman running the
Yes.
country?
Opposed to him? Yes. Absolutely yes. 2 times, 10 times. Yes.
Here, let me say it a different way. Black woman.
Yes. Say it in Spanish. Say it in German. Say it in Swahili. Zulu. Say it on Baltimore lingo. Yes, nigga.
Black woman.
Yes, nigga.
Is it really a black woman? Said Chiquita Negra.
Sí. Sí, señor. Por favor. Oh man, it hurts. The outcome of the big ugly bill, because there's nothing beautiful about this fucking bill, has been heartbreaking and worrisome to me.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
As one who is on Medicare, who is on dialysis, I ain't terrified yet, but I'm pretty sure I will get there.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense if you are a person who directly uses Medicaid. They haven't done anything to Medicaid, even though that's pretty much still on the chopping block. But if you're a person who directly benefits from access to Medicaid, things are about to come hard for you.
Yeah, I don't utilize Medicaid, they said that they actually said I don't qualify for it.
Right.
So I'm all my paperwork's under Medicare, but still I am worried.
As you should be.
Yeah. So this doesn't make any sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is that y'all voted for this man who showed he has no interest in everyday people, unless you can come to him with a billionaire status and say, "Hey, I'm going to fund this. I'm going to do this. If you have my interest, I scratch your back, you scratch my back." You already see how the relationship is manship went with Elon.
Racism is a powerful thing. And if my interests align with this man who, again, only in terms of racism, who makes me feel like I'm seen and makes me feel like this perceived plight is being addressed, then I'm aligned with him, even if I'm going to vote against my best interests. I mean, that's how the Republican Party thrives, even though they always put forward legislation that hurts people as opposed to help.
Yeah, and they were clapping and cheering when the bill passed.
Which is funny because just a week ago, a ton of Republicans were talking about how much they hated the bill and how it was a terrible piece of legislation, but they're all afraid of Donald Trump.
I don't understand how you're afraid of a 78-year-old white man, 79-year-old about to turn 80 years old white man. Granted, I know he had, because the senator of Alaska said she didn't like it, but then voted yes for it because they worked out some kind of under the table deal. That,
she got some carve outs which aren't really going to be helpful for Alaska. But she's like, it's a terrible bill. Maybe the House won't pass it. She signed the bill with the hopes that after it got kicked back to the House, maybe they won't pass it.
Then why not you just say no?
Yeah, again, you would think that people would have a conscience or just huevos to stand up for what they actually believe in, but they're all afraid of Donald Trump, and it's always been party over people when it comes to the Republican Party, which is a shame.
Very much so. So, so I mean, we can nitpick at everything. Not everything that's in the bill, but they that stand out the most. So we talk about Medicare,
Medicaid,
right?
So they're going to be reducing SNAP benefits, which mostly go to children, which is
cruel.
And cruelty's the point. And then
cutting FEMA.
Oh, they've already done that.
Yeah.
Trump said, "Hey, if a natural disaster happens, your state better be able to take care of it."
Clean energy.
Yep. So they are taking away all of the tax incentives for people who want to start investing in solar and wind and for whatever reason, and giving tax breaks for people who want to invest in coal. That one blows my fucking mind.
I saw that guy pissed and like, who's talking about investing in coal nowadays?
I mean, there's some senators in West Virginia who are heavily invested in coal.
That's the only reason why.
But again, because coal production has been going by the wayside for fucking 2 decades now. It ain't coming back. So the fact that they're giving incentives for people to invest in coal mining is insane. But
I guarantee you, and I don't wish no ill will on nobody, but I guarantee you, and that's within this administration, before his term is up, there's going to be a cave-in.
Oh yeah, sure. And there's going to be a lot of people with black lung because they're getting all of the agencies that handle regulations, because apparently if you have regulations, you can't do business. Yeah.
You got to cut between RFK cutting the vaccine commission or something like that.
Yeah. So the panel of people who determine which vaccines and which variations of the flu vaccine, COVID vaccines, they are gutting all of that.
Yeah, and the FDA.
The guy who does not have a medical degree and even said during a House hearing that no one should take advice from him.
But you ran for you had the position, and you said don't take advice from him.
It's insane. The most incompetent people you could ever find are in the positions of power to control everyday life. It is.
Yeah, I mean, we can swing on over to what's her name, Linda McMahon, for the education.
The secretary for the Department of Education, which her only job was just to dismantle the Department of Education.
Yeah. Just dismantle it and then tell you between the difference between A1 and AI.
Yeah. So with that gone, if you have kids who get an IEP, you're going to be losing that funding for that. Summer schools are going to start not being a thing because a lot of that funding comes from the Department of Education. So you're gonna see a whole slew of folks that are going to be having problems in the recent years, in the preceding years. Good times.
Oh, what else the fuck they do?
So whoever wanted Doomsday, you won.
I mean, speaking of Doomsday, fucking he bombed Iran because his intelligence person said there's no evidence of them developing nuclear weapons. He said they were wrong and did it anyway.
Strength through peace. Strength through peace.
You spelling bomb wrong when you say peace.
Hey, I got the same level of education as Trump. Yeah, that situation is the dumbest thing because of the fact that it was based off of Israel. And Israel has been saying that Iran is going to develop a nuclear weapon a week from now for 30 years.
That's a long ass week.
Yeah, it's the same week that that Trump going to put out his health plan. So
we need to take a breather for that. That was a bomb. That was a ball right there. Bomb too.
Yeah. And then when the intelligence apparatus says that they don't think that they really set Iran's nuclear program back very much, Trump, they all come out and said, no, they're wrong. Whoever leaked that information, they're a traitor. Like, no.
The same person that leaked the test messages?
Oh, no, it wasn't Hexa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was,
he sounded like a traitor, though.
Oh, he's a drunk. Yeah, so, I mean, that situation, and now there's no apparatus in place because they would, the only reason that we even doing that is because Trump didn't want to have anything to do with Obama's nuclear deal. That's why he pulled us out of that nuclear deal that we had with Iran and had nothing else in place and then just said, fuck it. I'm going to drop a bomb because that's just what you do, the no wars president.
Yeah, exactly. They were talking about how he was criticizing Obama in like 2012 or 2013 about that he's in order for him to get reelected. But no, whatever it was, when he get reelected in his first term, he's going to have to start a war with Iran. But now you dropped the bomb on them for no apparent reason. No good God-given reason.
Well, because Israel did it first. Israel
was doing like this, and everybody around them.
Because Jewish state, Zionist, God, Holy Land. Got to think of all of the right buzzwords. Palestinian genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has been a short amount of time for all of this shit.
And we only in 6 months.
Of a 4-year term.
Like he didn't want to span this out.
Oh, no. See,
the 2 years. Look, we did come to an agreement. These 2 years, you gotta be quiet, bro.
No, see, what they said was his first term, he didn't have shit in place to enact his agenda to make himself pretty much the de facto king. He has everything in place now, so he got to move fast, break shit, and keep it moving.
I hate this man.
Yeah, it's a lot to hate.
I hate this man.
It is a lot to hate. It's not even. I don't even hate this man because that doesn't matter. Him as the president doesn't matter. What I hate is that we have a singular political party in America who are in power in all levels of government, in the judicial and the congressional, and they're just okay with it. Because there was absolutely no reason for the Supreme Court to say that the president has immunity for his actions. It's not in the Constitution. They made that shit up whole cloth.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no reason for the Republicans who are in power to be okay with Trump taking congressional power away from them with his executive orders, which aren't fucking laws. So again, I don't have any issue with Trump. Trump is fucking Trump. I have an issue with the apparatus that's backing Trump.
Right.
And that's just okay with this shit.
Because they kind of just sitting back and saying, hey, just let him
Even
do his
though
thing.
they clearly are not okay with it when somebody who has a different letter next to their name is in power. Talk about executive overreach all the fucking time for Biden, Obama, Clinton, but they don't give a fuck about executive overreach for Trump. Let them cook.
Bingo. Oh man, I hope every day he wakes up, he stubs his toe in the bed.
I hope every day he wakes up, a little bit of piss just kind of drips out of his dick. He can't control it. Which I think is the thing that actually happens. There is talks about his particular pungent odor because he wears the pants and he shits on himself.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think after this, one thing I read that is an interview they do on a Daily Show, and I forgot the man's name, but they said that when you go so far left, and this is just the example he gave, so far left on the pendulum that when you swing right, you're gonna go really extreme. And he gave an example of AOC could possibly being president. Again,
the thing about it is that in America, there's no one that's that far left. We have a left, but it's not a far left. There's no real far left ideology. The things that the left are preaching and the far left are preaching in America are things that are standard in most European nations, like universal fucking health care. Out of all of the 33 industrialized nations, 32 of them have figured out universal health care. One hasn't. That's us. So again, the left ain't that far left.
Right.
It's just that the Overton window, which is the measure of the right and the left, is so far right that people who have standard ideas seem like leftist extremists.
Yeah, and he was saying that Trump, the way Trump going, he's going in an extreme direction. Mm-hmm. that when it was time for the pendulum to swing, you're gonna go kind of like what they did with Obama. It's like, well, we might as well give him a chance. And then so they're gonna set up for the next president that's gonna be. We might as well give them a chance. But you had a more than competent, capable candidate, and you said no because she's a black woman, and you wanted to trust this old pissy dick white guy. And hopefully they put in place.
Hey, white man.
Hopefully they put in place now that, or at some point in time before we die, that there should be set age limits for being in Congress. Because I truly believe that the older you get, you are out of touch with what was relevant 20, 30 years ago.
I mean, that works for maybe 80%, but then you got people who are like Bernie Sanders, who's old as fuck, and he been on the right side of history for a minute.
He makes sense though. If you don't make sense, you gotta get up out of here. Ageism and all.
I say I'm not really an ageist. When I go into Walmart, I never look at the old ass woman who was working the register and think, you shouldn't be working here. My question is, are you working here because you want to or because you have to?
I'm with you on that too. Because it's too many. My dad retired. He had to go back to work. He's 74 years old, and he really shouldn't be going back to work. But he needs something to supplement his income. And he's one of many Americans that do that. And because the cost of everything is going up, bills are still coming in. They're not really getting any breaks per se. So he got to do what he got to do.
Again, so
I'm about to do what I got to do. We about to sell some coke.
Shouldn't announce that.
Oh, well, you got it out.
I won't.
Gotta hit the streets.
Yeah, so again, I'm not much of an ageist. I don't care so much about that one because there's people who are old who have a wealth of knowledge and experience that you want to be able to tap into. But it's just the fact that when you have a deranged, demented person and you just let them do whatever the fuck they want and just say, whatever.
It's just sad. It's very sad to see that the Republicans, the senators, the House had no kind of backbone to say, this is not good for everyday people. Let's get these tax breaks.
Oh, no, they did say it, but they also said that Trump wants it. We're going to vote yes on it.
So
every Republican senator that in congressman who was saying that this bill, big beautiful bill, was trash, all still voted yes on it because it has always been for the Republican Party for quite some time, party over everything.
So when it's time when the midterms come up, vote their asses out.
I mean, it happened before. said they, what is it, after the 2020 election, said during the 2020 election, it was the largest swing in midterm elections in modern history. And the Republicans lost a ton of seats. It looked like it's going to happen again.
I so hope so. Everybody out in their ass. All of them out in their ass.
Oh, yeah, but the problem is that people are going to vote for what they used to voting for. I live in Harford County. It is a very white county. It is also a very racist county. We have the only Republican congressman in Maryland.
Was it Andy? His name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're
He's
talking about
the only Republican congressman in Maryland because of this racist white ass county.
We holding on, baby. We holding on.
We have Democratic senators, mayors,
Governor.
governors, and all of the rest of Congress from congressional members from Maryland are Democrats, with the exception of the one from this fucking county.
All right, I got a couple more pops. We're gonna move on from this. What do you think about Alligator Alcatraz?
That is the. You know what? People are weird. I understand it because this is human nature to celebrate other people's misfortune. You know, Schadenfreude. But the fact of the matter is that the Christian right are screaming hell yeah to this shit. And the evangelicals scream hell yeah to this shit is the weirdest fucking thing to look at. Yeah, we want to round people up and put them in internment camps where if they try to escape, there's a possibility that they're going to get eaten by fucking swamp reptiles. That shit is insane.
Right. That. I mean, if anybody has a B-52, just in the backyard in their garage, just nobody. I don't know nobody's in there yet. But if y'all want to bomb it, I ain't opposed to it. I think that is so sickening.
Hey,
because the thing about it, like he's made it his, I guess a part of his talking points, his makeup rather, that immigrants are evil people. All immigrants are evil people, and then he's moving. He's doing it with the Hispanic community. He's probably gonna move on to the Afro-Caribbean community, and then so on and so forth.
Again, racists are gonna racist.
Yeah.
And racism and creating the other, that enemy to tie people together, is a very powerful tool. Most leaders, dictatorial leaders, use that. The othering of groups of people. You're taking a marginalized group of individuals, you say, hey, they're destroying our country. The only way to make our country better is to get rid of them and to cause them as much pain as possible. And then you get people who are like-minded to say, that's it. That's going to fix everything. Yeah, we're going to round up all these illegal immigrants and it's going to make our country better. You mean the same illegals, unquote, unquote, who pick all the food? The same illegals who work in the hospitality industry and in the cleaning industry and the healthcare industry at the nursing homes? Those same illegals? Oh, okay. How's it gonna make the country better to get rid of all of that? Like we've already seen the situation. I mean, this happened in Georgia. Now it's happening nationwide, where food prices are gonna start going up because there's no one to pick the food because Americans don't want to do that shit.
If I wasn't sick, I'd do it.
You say that now until you actually go start picking.
I ain't say I would do it for a long time. I'd say I would just do it. I'm gonna do it for a day. like the dude from Dirty Jobs. Remember that one that was on Discovery Channel? Yeah, that's what I would do. Like I can't be out there every day. I'm
just saying, as a person who's actually going out on the field and pick some shit, fuck that. Fuck that with my whole heart.
He did my whole heart. I mean, it's just so disgusting. That part of everything he's doing, he's touching his hands on, is so disgusting. And then, it's disdain towards immigrants, but yet your wife is an immigrant.
She's the right kind.
Yeah. So she's definitely the right kind.
The right kind.
Right. So this is heartbreaking.
I mean, this is, and so
Oh, let me say this too. He's also rolling back this administration is also rolling back the federal investigations they had on corrupt police departments.
Yeah, of course. He was the one during the campaign that said that the police should have full immunity so that they could do their job.
So, it's about to get bad.
So
if it isn't bad now, it's about to get badder.
Yeah, he's already said that DEI is racism. So you can't have a Department of Justice that investigates racist police departments. You can't have a Department of Justice that investigates discrimination cases against minorities because that is racism. According to racist white folks.
Make sure you put that right here like a rainbow. Racism.
Racism.
Right. So yeah, so the racist white man is saying that them investigating racist police officers is racism.
Yeah, it's reverse racism. It's discrimination against white folks.
Just like he want the white farmers in Africa to come over here because they're killing them and taking their land.
Even though the South African president was like, where the fuck is that happening? It's like his minister of agriculture was a white South African. And he was like, where's that happening?
They got to look at the notes when he be saying stuff like,
yeah, the fact that he, when they were over in the White House, he bombarded them with a video that was from a completely different country. Instead of talk about mass graves, which it wasn't, but yeah, again, racism. Racists are gonna racist.
All right, I think we would do all the talking points. Oh, he want to get rid of birthright citizenship.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is that the Supreme Court said that the lower courts can't do nationwide injunctions to stop this shit.
But then he revoked that, right?
So now his executive order is in place until actual litigants come and sue the federal government to take it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is like, which was the whole game plan, was that the lower courts not being able to do nationwide injunctions to stop executive orders completely. That's what it was. Again, we have a party that is in all levels of government who are just okay with this shit.
Because he got his people in the right place.
Which is weird though, because if I have a person in power who's a king, what the fuck do I need courts for? You're playing yourself. But whatever.
That's why you pissing on himself. All right, so let's move on a little more on a more positive direction. So Mayor Brandon Scott has, wait a minute, lost my part here, has been doing a fairly decent job with the crime here in Baltimore City. He's actually brought it down to 67%.
Now, I'm not going to say that has anything to do with him, because people fail to realize this, and I was talking to somebody early in the week about this, because she was talking about, look, you from Baltimore, right? Baltimore murders have gone down. Crime has been trending down for the past 20 years. That is just the thing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, with no one doing anything, because you can't really point to any particular policies. I'm not going to try to take anything away from what Brandon Scott is doing, but crime has been trending down for a couple decades now.
And I get where you're coming from. This one man did not he did not save the city.
Right. It just happened to hit some lows while he's in power. But the fact of the matter is, crime is, in violent crime especially, has been trending down for decades.
Yeah. So
anytime somebody tell you, if any politician try to use scare tactics and say that crime is on the rise and you're gonna get killed, they're fucking lying to you.
Yeah, because they want to position themselves to say that they're gonna implement this plan and bring this person in here to bring crime down.
But a good news story is a good news story, regardless of what the factors that led to it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think our parents' generation, my parents specifically, do not like Brandon Scott. They think he's too young for the job, but they also don't want to vote for Sheila Dixon.
Yeah, they should. That's like people fucking voted for Trump. They like, the fuck, you just voted the motherfucker out. Why would you want to vote and put him back in?
Right. So, but I think Brandon Scott's been doing a good job with what he had to come into. He came into position of power during the pandemic, A lot of people didn't like what he was doing because, like, why, like, you know, 'cause especially when you have an example where Governor DeSantis was leaving everything open in the state of Florida during the pandemic. But up here in Baltimore, I think him and the governor were both on par with, like, hey, we got to close everything down for the safety of the people. Now, for the people in Florida, y'all act like your own states, y'all own your own state, but your own damn whatever it is, separate from everybody else.
And Florida had one of the highest death rates from COVID. And
Right. So, you know, but at the same time, I watched like this news clip where they said that if he did not keep those places open for business, then everybody would have, like, you know, would have died or, you know, went bankrupt or so on and so forth. So it's a double-edged sword. But was it the right decision? You had to ask. You had to look at Florida and the data all to compile and get composes with that.
I mean, you determine whether or not it was the right decision based off of the outcomes of said decision.
This is true.
Based off those outcomes, it was better than it could have been if he took no action whatsoever.
Yeah. So, you know, Brandon Scott, you know, he still gets criticized for a lot of little things here and there. Like, what was out recently? The air frame. People were saying there's a lot of young people there that were unsupervised. They broke into fights. There was underage drinking going on.
So just the normal stuff that happens at all of these events all the time since I was a teenager?
Since we were teenagers. Like, you go to Airframe and if you go to Airframe back when we was coming up, if you didn't get into a fight, didn't get a drink, contact high, or get high, then it was a fairly boring time.
Just the stuff that has been happening since forever happened again? What?
And I liked how he handled the interview because somebody interviewed him about the fights among the young people, and he was like, when you get some kids together, that's bound to happen. They were unsupervised. They were doing their own thing. They weren't messing with the adults, you know, which is fine. But like, if some nigga from your neighborhood,
I mean, when you got beef with, when I was a teenager, we used to only go to the state fair to catch somebody we had beef with.
Oh, y'all was on that kind of time. I was going for the funnel cake and rides.
That was the reason we even went to the state fair, was to catch folks we had beef.
So you weren't going there for the corn dog then? Huh?
No turkey leg for me, sir. There was always a big ass fight that broke out. So
yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that being a complaint against his time as mayor is silly at best.
Yeah, because like, let me see. He has this plan called Outside 25. It's a summer youth strategy. So he has different events going on throughout the next few, you know, during the summer and everything. So it's opportunities tailored for young people. All of Baltimore's coming together to support and uplift his youth this summer. So, of course, you got to know Youth Works. He got Be More Night Hoops for 18 plus and midnight basketball for 14 and 17-year-olds. Team pool parties at Drew Hill Park.
Again, even regardless of all of the things, at the very least, there is a plan. There is something there.
You want me to name all these?
No.
Oh, okay.
We don't need to.
Well, I was ready. I was ready.
I can tell. we don't need to name all of the programs.
But yes, he has a plan. Summer's going for us. It seems like going pretty well for the
he has a plan is better than no plan at all.
It's better than saying let the niggas run around. Now, of course, you have still the Kill Boys out there being very active. They're still being porch pirates out there active. Car thefts are still very active because it's some niggas that don't got nothing. They choose to do this.
Yeah, you're never going to completely get rid of all crime. There is no utopia scenario that I could think of where that's going to be the case.
Did you watch Eureka?
There's going to be no utopia scenario where I can think of that that's going to be the case.
All right, so I want to end this by saying so we're talking about what we have going on right now in our lives. So let's see, you still planning on retiring?
Yeah, that is the plan.
So Stefan wants to go and retire before he turns 41, which I think deserves some applause. So he's going to become my manager full-time and my artist for my comic book full-time as well.
I don't recall retirement means do other work for other people. I think that was the whole point. You can point to that pad all day if you like.
I'm gonna keep him busy. God damn it. What else you got going on? He had a girlfriend, but they broke up. You want to talk about it? I
don't even understand why we even mentioned it.
Look, my show's right here for you to cry on.
Oh, I got the crying right here.
Yeah,
This is called tears. This is called emotion. I'm gonna give you all my tears and emotion.
Look, I don't want that. But look, I'm saying though, ladies, you looking for a grizzly teddy bear? This your man right here. I'm trying to help you out. You only want to hit on tears and emotion.
Hey, I didn't need help to get the girlfriend. Why I need your help to get another one?
You don't. I'm just saying though. Anyway, and let's see what's going on with me. I'm still doing comedy. Me and Stefan went to my first comedy festival. It was called Black Joy Comedy. It was out of DC last Friday.
Started by a white woman.
And a black man. And I guess it was co-produced by a black man. But yes, it was cool though. It was a 3-day festival. I was performing on the first night, and then they had like a headliner show on Sunday. Then the open mic followed by that. I didn't go back out there. Nothing against y'all, but I just made it drop again. Yeah, it was fun. That was my first festival, and I got another one coming up in August. You coming to that one too? I think it's free.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, we'll see how it feels then. I've been on quite a few shows. Like my goal this year was to be on at least like one show, and I've been on 12. So, and I've been on 2 festivals. So I must be doing something right.
Could be.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's not that much talent here in Baltimore then.
Could also be.
Nah, it's quite. I think people will be very surprised how much talent there is in Baltimore. Like from music to rapping, singing, and art, just like artistry and just in comedy and things like that. Like I think people will be very surprised. I'm always finding something new every week almost regarding something to do with the arts and everything.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I've been in that scene for years. So.
Hey, man, he's done some poetry where he just make thrusts. That's all he did.
And people like that thrusting.
Yeah, that's his art. Just the
And I'm good at it. Lady.
Shameless plug. So yeah, my goal is to be consistent, be creative, and be the best I can be. I'm starting to get recognized more by other comedians and things like that. And I've been told build your fan base, be funny, talk like you're talking to to Stefan. Don't sound like you're reading from a script. Just so the little technical things I'm still learning as I go along. This is a very, I don't say political correct type, but not political correct. It's a who type of business, and if they like you or not. Cause
it's politics.
Yeah, politics. Yeah. So it's politics in that way where you get who and they like you or not. So and if you are funny, it helps your profile. Because I know quite a few people who may not be that funny, but because who they know, they get stage time. So I think it helps me coming into this, just really trying to be just funny and not like, fester relationships. Not want to say fester, but like, just go off solely a relationship knowing somebody. Like I want to be funny, and they say like, oh, I know so and so, but also I'm funny too. So I don't have any shows coming up just yet, but I'm in open mics in DC, and I try to drag out Stefan when I can. He doesn't want to.
In the beginning, I was there the whole time.
I ain't knocking. He was. He can come out once in a while now.
Yeah. All right. Good enough.
But once I got comfortable with going on by myself, and then I record myself now, and I send it to Stefan if I want him to critique it or not. Especially with like when I do some newer material, I send it to him. So he's still around, even though he's not there with me in the physical.
Well, seeing as how I help you write goddamn jokes, I think I would be around.
He don't help writing jokes. He just helped me put them together.
Bitch, please. That's the show.
I bring the idea. He help me form the concept.
That's the show.
Don't be trying to ghostwrite for me. God damn it.
That's the show.
All right. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and comment too. Let us know what you think about our topics for today.
All right, that's the show. And as always, you can check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Spotify.
Yep. And we're on YouTube because you're watching this on YouTube. So make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.
That's it. All right. Peace out.
You said it already?
Yeah.
Oh, he said it already.